Like, I don't understand how this bike is only 3 grand.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Pat Outdoors. So we just got this huge freight delivery dropped off by an 18-wheeler. This package is from RAWRR. It's supposed to be their 72-volt Mantis X, and I'm super excited to check out this bike because I haven't seen too much information about it. I don't even think I've seen anyone unbox this thing. This whole box is made out of plywood, and it's got a metal frame binding everything together. So we're gonna have to figure out how to open this thing, and I guess we'll figure it out together. Got the top off. Here's what it looks like inside. All you have to do is pry these tabs with a flathead screwdriver. Then I just used a rubber mallet to knock the lid up all around the edges and pop right off. That took quite a bit of effort, but it was worth it because this thing looks freaking sick. Check that out. It definitely came more protected than my Talaria did, so I'm pretty happy about that. Though it did get damaged in one part, and that is the left peg. So you see it just got scratched a little bit. I think Custom Co may have dropped it during delivery because I really wanted to keep this side of the box. I think it looks sick. But as you can see here, the peg did pierce through. The box may have tipped over during shipping, but no big deal. I do not see any other damages on this thing. So you can see it came pre-assembled for the most part. Just the front wheel you have to install. And then I'm thinking this is the battery, manual, and other tools that may have come with it. Let's go put this thing together. Before we continue putting everything else together, let's go check out what's inside this box. Certificate of origin, front axle, wheel spacers, hardware and bracket for the handlebar. Oh, they have an optional number plate in case you don't want to run a headlight. Congratulations on becoming a RAWRR owner, which just has a quick start guide in it. Oh, that's pretty sweet. It comes with its own toolbox with more hardware, all the Allen wrenches. I think it even came with some Loctite. I've never seen a bike come with this before. Then last thing is definitely a charger. This is a 84 volt charger, which means it's for a 72 volt battery. It's a 6 amp charger, which is a little bit slower than what usually comes in a Sur-Ron or a Talaria. I wonder if the stock battery can take a faster charge rate. Let me know in the comments if you know of a charger that's compatible with the Mantis X that charges at a faster rate. I would have appreciated maybe like a 15 amp charger. This is what the plug looks like. Here's where the charge port is. I'm gonna hook this up and leave it on the charger for the meantime since I'm trying to ride this thing ASAP. I have to open the garage door, it's freaking hot in here. Man, this thing came with its own handlebar risers already. What's up, dude?
That's sick.
Dude, I'm so psyched about it.
RAWRR.
It's already pre-wired for left and right turn signals.
Oh, and labeled too. It's interesting the chain is on the opposite side.
It's funny that you noticed that. So the chain's on the opposite side because it's direct drive to the motor.
Oh, okay.
The Talaria has like a belt, and then it's got the chain on the other side. So you have motor, belt, sprocket, and then the sprocket on the other side of that same shaft drives the belt. This is just direct
I
drive.
wonder why they did it that way.
So take out the pin.
some juicy rotors.
Okay. Wow. 220 mil rotors. David's 5'8". This is what he looks like on the bike. You just got a key on. And then press start. So it's an eco right now. If you press this button, it goes into sport. And then there's race.
We'll start
Eco,
with
start.
sports though.
Sport. Okay, I probably should have warned you that these are brand new brakes and I haven't bedded them.
Yeah. It's got some quick pickup though. It's super smooth, like it's not jerky at all. Like you can,
The throttle?
Yeah, you can go.
And is it in sport right now?
Yep.
Before we take this thing out on the street, I want to make sure I have a second form of measurement for speed. I always found a slight difference with the speedometers that come with all these bikes. Like the Talaria was about 4 miles an hour off when I first took it out. It was reading 51 miles an hour, but when I GPSed it, it was like 47, 48. So that was just eco mode. I just wanted to see how accurate the speedometer was. As you can see, it's not even 1 mile an hour off. It was always reading around 38 whenever it said 38 on the gauge. Let's see what it says in sport. There you have it. So the speedometer is actually very accurate from factory. Whenever the bike read 50 miles an hour, the speedo read 49. So let's go do a true top speed run. I'm going to put it in race mode. This is probably the most accurate speedometer I've tested. As some of you guys may know, I own a Talaria XXX. I also recently had a Suron Light BX, and I've always noticed that the speedometer is always just like 2 miles an hour off, 3 miles an hour off on my Talaria. I had to recalibrate it to get it reading correctly. It's always been a little bit optimistic, but you can actually trust the speedo on this bike. As you can see, they claim 50 miles an hour is top speed, and GPS measures exactly 50 miles an hour. A freaking beast. So just as a quick recap for the speed test on all three modes, Eco seems to be capped off right at 38 miles an hour. Sport seems to cap off at exactly 50 miles an hour. Same thing with race. I didn't notice anything with top speed, though I did notice that when you're in race mode, it picks up speed a little bit quicker than sport when you're coming from a stop. Yeah, as you can see, it has no problem picking up the front end on demand. First thing I noticed though, hopping on this thing, is it is a lot more comfortable than my Talaria XXX. I think it's a combination of the seat being really wide and there's being a lot of cushion right in the center of the seat. It's also flat all across. not like the full-size RAWRR Mantis. So the ergonomics of this one is more like a traditional dirt bike. As far as suspension, it is definitely a lot more plush than the Talaria XXX. At least mine came with the D&M suspension. This comes with the KKE rear shock and fork. So it rides very plush right out of the box, though it's not as soft as my Sur-Ron Lite BX, which came with the Fast Ace suspension. But I do like the suspension a lot better than the Talaria XXX with the D&M. Let's go over all the features of this bike. So it comes with a 72 volt 30 amp hour battery, which is pretty high capacity considering the price range. Just for comparison's sake, the Talaria XXX comes with a 60 volt 40 amp hour. So it should come with similar ride time. Here's where the controller is, and then this is powered by a QS60 3000 watt nominal motor. And as you see, the chain is on the left side like a traditional dirt bike, and the motor has a built-in gear reduction drive, and you're supposed to change out the gear fluid in this thing every 600 miles. It even comes with the provisions for a foot brake in case you want to mount one on, make it like a traditional dirt bike. These two are for the master cylinder, and then this is for the foot brake assembly. And just like a traditional dirt bike, it comes with a slightly larger front wheel versus the rear. This comes with a 19-inch front wheel, 17-inch rear. Real knobby tires. The rear is a 2.75 by 17, and then on the front is a 70/119. Size wise, it's like a KTM 85 or like a Kawasaki KX 112. Not quite as big as a 125. Take a quick look at the brakes. These are 220 millimeter rotors front and rear, and that is paired with 4 piston calipers front and rear. I'm not familiar with this brand, Karasawa. It seems to stop all right, though I definitely want to swap out the pads. So I want to put more miles on this bike and properly bed in the pads to give out my true opinion on all the components. But so far, I really like this bike. As far as the headlight, it's got a projector in the center of the housing and just got some running lamps on the outside. The headlight is always on. You just have the option of low beam and high beam. Wish there was a way to disable this, but it's really not a big deal. This is just like how the Talarias are too. Just gonna quickly show you guys how easy it is to take the battery out. Just put the key down here, turn it clockwise, pull on the back of the seat, and just like that you have access to the battery. To pull this thing out, you just have to unplug this connector and the battery pulls right out. The battery also has an indicator back here, which is pretty nice to have a second one. And then to reinstall the seat, just put it on like this, slide it forward, turn the key clockwise, pop the back of the seat in place, and you are all set. But so far, my favorite feature of this bike is definitely the stem lock. This is something I haven't seen on a Talaria or a Sur-Ron before. You just put the key over here, turn it clockwise, and it locks the fork in place. This just makes it very difficult for somebody to just walk by and roll your bike away since they can't turn the fork. It's one of my biggest concerns when I take my Talaria out to like a grocery store or a quick errand is I'm just gonna walk out to a stolen bike, but having a stem lock just gives me that extra level of security. And I'm really liking this bike so far. Though I'm not ready to do a full review on it just yet. I want to put a lot more miles on this thing before I give out my opinion on what I like and what I don't like about it. That's what the horn sounds like. I don't understand how this bike is only $3 grand. So if you're interested in getting more information on the new 72 volt RAWRR Mantis X, make sure to subscribe to this channel and turn your bell notification on. I am going to be putting out a lot more content and information about this bike. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you like this kind of content, want to keep up with some of my projects or bike reviews, consider subscribing to this channel. But this is going to be it for today. Thank you for watching.